I've got a weird news story for you today. The spread of zombie deer disease impacting 32 US states and 4 Canadian provinces. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi or horror movie, zombie deer disease, but this is very much real life, and for the surveyed population impacted by this devastating and always fatal condition, it's a terrible way to go. But zombie deer disease is just a nickname. Its scientific name is chronic wasting disease. But before we get into chronic wasting disease and its impact on animals and humans, potentially, welcome to Creepycassettiyt, your place for horror in reality and beyond. I'm Dee, and weird news isn't the only content I cover on this channel. Although you will find a couple other stories in this playlist, I also cover dark history, weird mysteries, strange tales, and true crime. So stick around if you're into any of those things. Back to the topic. The CDC defines chronic wasting disease as a prion disease that affects deer, elk, reindeer, sika deer, and moose. It has been found in some areas of North America, including Canada and the United States, Norway, and South Korea. It may take over a year before an infected animal develops symptoms, which can include drastic weight loss, the wasting, stumbling, listlessness, and other neurological symptoms. CWD can affect animals of all ages, and some infected animals may die without ever developing the disease. CWD is fatal to animals, and there are no treatments or vaccines. The disease eats away at the brain and central nervous systems of the aforementioned animals, which causes excessive drooling, lethargy, and blank stares, which causes people to make that comparison between this disease and Hollywood zombies. However, unlike zombies, they are not necessarily aggressive to humans. Thankfully, for now. The worst part is that because it is a prion disease, it's not like you can douse your surroundings in bleach and you can expect to have 99.9% chance of eradicating it from the environment. It can stay in the soil and on vegetation for months to years, making any animal in the cervid species susceptible to coming down with the disease just by walking in the path of a prior animal. Prion diseases are especially scary because they basically turn the brain into Swiss cheese. Prions are abnormal protein particles that create sponge-like holes in brain tissue. With parts of the brain missing, animals are not able to function or care for themselves as they normally would. That includes one of the most primal functions of any species, locating food and hydration. These animals will stop eating, which is what causes their emaciated appearance. The disease is transmitted via bodily fluids or fecal matter. If the deer leaves behind droplets of any kind of fluid or waste and another cervid walks behind them or eats where they have just been, they can contract the disease. No place in North America has been more impacted than Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone is a massive habitat for wild animals to roam, some who are just passing through, migrating with their groups, and some that call the park home. Yellowstone is over 2 million acres of land spanning over 3 states. That is a lot of surface area for animals to make contact with each other, which has really put the disease on authorities' radar, which is something that Dr. Thomas Roth, who is a veterinarian and former chief of animal health for the Federal Fish and Wildlife Agency, says is a good thing. Quote, "This case puts CWD in the radar of widespread attention in ways it wasn't before. And that's ironically a good thing," he says. "It's a disease that has huge ecological implications. Dr. Roth has been warning the federal government and state of Wyoming for decades that CWD would eventually become a problem in Yellowstone with its large and diverse ecosystem of animals, from hundreds of thousands of deer and elk that move through the park to the animals they feed, like bears and coyotes, wolves, cougars, and so on." His warnings did not receive the action it deserved, and now the disease is spreading rapidly. Thankfully, because the deer's natural predators are able to sense illness in their prey, they tend to take down the deer that are sickly, which can be a win for us humans, especially during hunting season. So far, there have not been any spillover cases in the cervid's natural predators, so that's a good. Here's where us humans may need to be especially vigilant when coming in contact with infected animals. The disease is potentially zoonotic, meaning it could spread from animals to humans or vice versa. It comes from the same family as mad cow disease, which the barrier keeping it in the cervid family and out of the human body is not foolproof. There's a chance that it could mutate and become a problem for humans. So if you like to hunt, and most especially if you eat your catch, please beware. If you see a deer acting funny, looking dead in the eye, not moving, bending their heads in an odd way, especially one that just lets you into its personal space instead of running off as a healthy deer normally would, they may be infected. Don't eat it, and maybe take it into to your local authority that specializes in that sort of thing and have them test the carcass, whether they're showing symptoms or not. Authorities are suggesting that you have your deer checked for the disease before eating it. That is it for this segment of Weird News. If you have any weird new topics you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. And in the meantime, take care. Bye.